Peader, Grag, November 1847. This is breaking my heart. Seeing those I know, some I taught in school, and there they are pulling down our home, dismantling a lifetime of memories, stone by stone, sod by sod, beam by beam. That building is part of me. I remember choosing every stone in the wall, carefully selecting the right one for form and stability. The thought of that and of Bridget all those years ago, full of hope and joy we were as we thought about our future together. I took great care over it, I remember. It was our own little bothan, and we built it together with pride. Every part of it brought out Bridget's creativity and personality. She knew exactly where I should carve the neat cubby holes into the walls to store the pots and pans. She helped me design the falling table, the hanging dresser, and the clevy above the hearth. It may have been a small, humble one-room place, but it was ours. Now, piece by piece, it's been taken apart as I watch hopelessly from the roadside. It was in the early morning they came, Kincaid swaggering at the front of them. He had managed to bring the constabulary with him, a show of force more to magnify himself than anything else. He took great pride in bellowing out the eviction notice he had gained from the magistrate. It was his moment of triumph. At long last, I could see him think he was bringing me low. But I've no time to regard him or be bitter. I was never going to resist, of course. That would have been pointless. And I knew it was coming for a long time, since the day he barged in after O'Connell died. He somehow had the upper hand after that, and it was not long, late last month in fact, when he appeared again after racking the rent, shouting, "What the devil do I care about you and your black potatoes? It was not me that made them black. You will get 2 days to pay the rent, and if you don't, you know the consequences." My only thought now is Mary. She seems curiously changed these days, locked inside herself in a way I have never seen. The last 2 years have got to her, I suspect. The hunger, the deaths, the absence of gatherings and wakes, the slow demise of our common life. Bless her, she is growing up into a strange, apocalyptic world. She needs my support now more than ever. But at this moment, I need time to absorb this, to say goodbye. I look at my friends, neighbours, companions, and I see that a great fear has gripped them all, and they have been broken. There's no music among us, no dancing, no celebration. All is quiet. And I feel it is up to me to stand here now for them, to look at this physical dismantling, to watch those who are busy tearing down, raising, to reflect on our passing, and to think deeply, to mourn. Things will never be the same again around here. The life we have shared together is gone now. The companionship, the shared struggles, joys, births, our wakes, the way we consoled one another in death, the strengths we drew from our communal life. I see our bonds torn and atrophied and every stone removed from its perfect location and cast to the ground. This life, this precious life we have lived, and God knows did we take it all for granted, will be no more. It's gone. And so I grieve in this moment for myself, but also for others who have not the strength to do so, for our memories, our ties, our connections. Those of us that survive will wonder if what we had was all a phantom. I see my neighbours so traumatized by this that they have forgotten who they were, who they are, and who they can be. In deep silence, slow tears, wordless prayer, I acknowledge and remember for us all. I have to sit down now on the stone wall on the other side of the boreen, Mary silently beside me. The day is passing and the late afternoon autumnal sun is coruscating in its transcendental, exquisitely ethereal, incandescent light as it radiates across the meadow beyond the now broken house. Reaching the hill and wood in the near distance, presciently it picks out the crossroads of Glendule and sparkles at the meeting of the Bride and Glashna Brook rivers. And I recall the Caelan at the Glendule crossroads when I first danced with her, her auburn hair flowing in the summer breeze and her laughing green eyes fixed on me as we skipped together to reels and jigs. Memory overtakes me now, and I'm sitting here with Bridget, pregnant with our child, in a late October evening just like this one, and the same light is gracing our horizon. The sounds come rushing back as swallows and swifts get ready for their great migration, and we hear children playing across the valley, the peal of laughter lifting our spirits and acting as a precursor for our own as we await the birth of our child. It is a memory to hold on to, one I need to harvest, a promise of a future which can overcome the present. I think I've waited here too long. Night has suddenly fallen around the both of us, and it has become bitter. We have to move. Thank you, Mustor. I needed to do this. We rise together and move up through the village. Mary asks me to knock on doors. I know it will be futile. Our neighbours, our people, have long since closed their homes on one another, fearful as they are of the famine fevers. Each knock is hollow and empty. My voice comes back to me, unconsoled. We move together up the Boreen out of the village and strike out for the road to Cork. Late in the evening we huddle together, like we have not done since she was a small infant. Desperate for warmth, under our shared blanket, we spend a night in troubled sleep.